Hey everyone, and welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today we're going to be looking at a company that has really been making waves in the energy sector.
Okay.
Kinder Morgan. Ticker symbol KMI. This is the type of company that, one day the stock drops more than 8%,
Right.
and then a couple days later it just bounces right back.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what's going on.
It certainly does. That 8.2% drop on January 29th was definitely something that got people's attention.
Yeah.
Big swings like that usually mean there's something happening. It could be something specific to the company, or it could be something just the overall market sentiment. But either way, it always warrants a closer look.
Especially when they recover that quickly.
Yeah.
Back up to $27.89.
Yeah.
Just 48 hours later.
Yeah.
What do you think? Explains that quick turnaround.
Well, it kind of makes you wonder if whatever spooked everybody in the first place was maybe more of a knee-jerk reaction than an actual, real sign of trouble. You know what I mean? It's like investors got spooked for a minute and then realized, oh, maybe things aren't as bad as we thought.
Okay. Well, what about their fourth quarter earnings for 2024? I mean, this seemed really solid.
They were pretty solid. Yeah, they released their Q4 earnings report on January 23rd. There's a pretty good picture. Net income was up 12% to $667 million.
Wow.
And the adjusted earnings per share climbed 14% to 32 cents. I mean, those are some pretty good numbers.
Yeah. So if things were looking so good financially, why the stock dip?
Yeah. Well, this is where things get kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So, along with those positive earnings, Kinder Morgan also announced this pretty massive capital expenditure plan.
Yeah.
You're talking more than $5 billion in new projects, plus an additional projected $2.5 billion every year for expansion over the next few years.
Okay, so even with those strong earnings,
Yeah.
I can see how investors might get a little nervous seeing that level of spending.
Yeah.
So could that be what triggered that initial dip? Were they worried about short-term profits taking a hit?
Yeah, that's a totally valid concern. Anytime you announce major spending like that, investors are going to be scrutinizing how it might impact the bottom line.
Okay. So short-term risk versus long-term gain.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to put it. It seems like Kinder Morgan is really betting on the long game here. And it's important to remember their project backlog grew significantly by $3 billion, which brings it to a total of $6.3 billion in new projects just in 2024. So It's not like they're just talking about spending. They're actually lining up projects that they think could generate some serious revenue.
Yeah, so maybe those investments are less about short-term profit.
Yeah.
And more about positioning themselves for future success.
Exactly. Especially, with the energy landscape changing so rapidly.
Okay. So before we get too deep into that side of things.
Let's take a look at where KMI stands from a technical perspective.
All right, let's talk charts and numbers. What do the technical indicators tell us about KMI?
Okay, well, as of February 3rd, 2025, KMI closed at $30.27. And if we look at the 50-day and 200-day simple moving averages, KMI is currently trading above both of those lines.
Okay, now, for those of us that are not fluent in technical analysis, what exactly are simple moving averages, or SMAs, telling us?
Okay, so simple moving averages, you can think of them like trend lines. They give you a visual sense of a stock's average price movement over a specific period. And the 50-day and the 200-day are the most common ones to watch. And when a stock is trading above those lines, like KMI is now, that's usually considered a pretty positive sign. It suggests there's some upward momentum.
Okay, so that sounds promising, but I know it's never that simple. What other indicators should we be looking at?
You're right. It's always good to look at multiple indicators to get a better sense of the whole picture. So if we look at the 14-day Relative Strength Index, or RSI, that's currently sitting at 51.1.
Now, remind me what the RSI tells us.
Okay, so think of the RSI like a way to gauge whether a stock is overbought or oversold. So it measures the magnitude of recent price changes and gives you a number between 0 and 100. And typically anything above 70 is considered overbought. Anything below 30 is considered oversold.
So 51.14. For KMI, that puts it pretty much right in the middle. Not overbought, not oversold.
Yeah.
That's interesting because that seems a little bit more cautious than that positive signal that we were getting from those SMAs. So it's almost like we're getting mixed messages here.
Yeah, investing is rarely black and white. There are always multiple factors at play. And with KMI, we're seeing some positives. And we're also seeing some potential cautionary indicators.
All right, so how do we reconcile these seemingly conflicting signals? Where do we go from here?
That's the million-dollar question, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking at next. We'll be taking a look at the recent dividend announcement, analyze the overall outlook for Kinder Morgan, and consider some key factors that could affect its future performance. So stay tuned.
Right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Before the break, we were talking about Kinder Morgan's big spending plans and how the technical indicators are painting a bit of a mixed picture.
Right.
You mentioned dividends earlier. What's the latest there?
Well, Kinder Morgan just announced a quarterly dividend of 28.75 cents per share, which represents a 2% increase compared to last year.
Now, that's something I always find interesting. Dividend announcements, they can really get investors talking.
Yeah.
How do you think this will be perceived?
Well, I mean, typically, dividend increases are seen as a pretty positive sign. They tell investors that the company is feeling confident about their future earnings, their cash flow. They're willing to share their success with shareholders.
Yeah. It's almost like a vote of confidence.
Yeah, exactly. In their own future. And this can be especially appealing to investors who are looking for income.
Right. From their investments.
Especially, when the market is a little bit uncertain. Having that reliable dividend can make stock look that much more attractive.
This dividend increase could attract a whole new group of investors.
Absolutely.
But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture for Kinder Morgan.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen some really strong financial performance.
Yeah.
But they're also making some pretty massive investments.
Yeah.
What's your take on their future?
I mean, it's a bit of a puzzle, isn't it? On the one hand, you have, a company making a good amount of money, but they're also pouring a lot of cash into new projects, and those might not pay off for a while.
Right. So is it just a classic short-term risk versus potential long-term gain?
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. And that's why it's important to stay informed.
Yeah.
And kind of keep an eye on what happens, over the next year or two.
Right. Because, the energy sector is changing so rapidly. And they're putting a lot of faith in traditional energy infrastructure.
Yeah. At a time when, a lot of folks are
moving towards renewables.
So it sounds like there is a lot of risk involved, but also a lot of potential reward.
Absolutely.
If their strategy works out. So what are some key factors that investors should be watching for?
Well, I think a big one is, how they execute this huge capital expenditure plan? Can they actually deliver these projects on time, on budget? That's a big question mark.
Right.
And then there's the whole economic landscape to consider, things like energy demand, interest rates, inflation. All of that has the potential to affect their profitability.
Okay.
And of course, there's always the question of regulatory changes.
Yeah.
The energy transition is ongoing. Those are all factors that could really affect Kinder Morgan's future.
A lot of moving parts to keep track of. So for an investor trying to make sense of all of it, what's the key takeaway? Well, here's how I see it. You've got a company with a solid track record, a bold vision for the future. But they are making some pretty big bets on traditional energy infrastructure. And those bets could pay off big time if they're right. But there are definitely risks involved, especially given how quickly the energy landscape is changing.
So it's almost like a high risk, high reward.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it. It comes down to how much risk an investor is willing to take on and how they personally see the future of energy playing out.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Kinder Morgan today, from the initial stock fluctuations to their big plans for growth and what the technical indicators tell us. What are your final thoughts for our listeners?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that investing is not passive. It's not just about picking stocks and hoping for the best. It's about really understanding the companies that you're invested in, staying up to date on market trends, the economy, constantly evaluating your portfolio.
So it's more of an ongoing process than a one-time decision.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're trying to do on Investing Talk Podcast, is give you the framework to understand these companies, the tools to analyze the information.
And the knowledge to hopefully make some smart decisions.
Okay, so for our listeners who are now thinking about whether Kinder Morgan is right for them, what's the one question they should be asking themselves?
Well, here's a thought-provoking question for you. With their big expansion plans, their focus on traditional energy infrastructure.
Yeah.
Do you think Kinder Morgan is well-positioned for the future of the energy sector? It's a tough question, and there's really no easy answer. I think it really depends on your own investment philosophy and your risk tolerance.
Yeah, that's a great question to leave our listeners with. There's no magic formula when it comes to investing. It's all about making informed decisions, based on the best information you can find and your own personal circumstances. It really makes you think about, where you stand on the future of energy. If you believe in their vision, there could be a big payoff there.
Right. But if you're skeptical, it might not be the right fit.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to investing. It's about finding what aligns with your beliefs and your risk tolerance.
Well, I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today. We explored Kinder Morgan's recent performance, their big plans for the future, the signals from the technical indicators. It's a company with a lot going on.
It is a company with a lot going on. And I think this really highlights the importance of really digging into a company before you invest. Don't just, rely on headlines or, just quick glances at the stock price. Take some time to understand their business, their strategy, and the risks involved.
Yeah, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners who are now thinking about whether Kinder Morgan deserves a spot in their portfolio, what's the one question they should be asking themselves?
Well, here's a final thought I'll leave you with. With their bold expansion plans and their focus on traditional energy infrastructure, do you think Kinder Morgan is well-positioned for the future of the energy sector? It's a question with no easy answers. It really requires you to think about your own investment philosophy and how much risk you're willing to take.
Yeah, that's a great question to wrap things up. I mean, there's no crystal ball when it comes to investing. You just got to make the best decisions you can based on the information you have.
Exactly.
Well, we hope you enjoyed today's discussion on Kinder Morgan, ticker symbol KMI. We'd love to hear your thoughts on their future prospects, so leave us a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to Investing Talk Podcast for more insightful discussions on the companies that are shaping the financial world. Thanks for listening.